Tuesday morning is very important because we meet with individual groups of students broken out by major or sequence, areas of emphasis, whatever the designation might be at that program that's being reviewed. So one member of our team will meet with each of the groups broken out by sequence. So the person looking at journalism, for example, will meet with journalism students. A person who might be looking at advertising and or public relations will meet with those students. And it just very simply allows us an opportunity to drill down a little bit deeper, at least as seen through the eyes of students, about the experiences that they're having in the individual majors. As we draw things to a close at the end of Tuesday morning, finalizing our visits with individual faculty members, making some last-minute visits to classrooms, we will have lunch in the workroom, probably just sandwiches and soft drinks that are brought in. And it is at that Tuesday noon meeting that I like to go around and ask every single member of the team to articulate just exactly where he or she thinks that he or she will go when evaluating a particular standard. So I'll begin the discussion with mission and governance and administration, say this is where I intend to go, and I intend to find the program on that particular standard in compliance or non-compliance, and I'll give my reasons for it. And then I will usually say, is everyone in general agreement with that? And if everyone is, then we move on to standard 2, and the person primarily responsible for that will go through it. If you were to walk into a workroom at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, I would hope that you would hear a lot of pounding of keyboards, because we really start to churn it out then. As team chair, I will read every word written by all team members on all standards. I also like to have at least one team member, if not more, also read as backups on every standard. So we can make the copy as clean as possible, make it flow as smoothly as possible.
It really is a journalistic exercise. It's a journalistic exercise in reporting and writing on deadline. And of course, for somebody like me, I wouldn't say it's a walk in the park, but it's quite natural. We
work very hard to try and draw the report to a close by 5:30 or 6. And then we're in position to Xerox the report and get it into the hands of the unit administrator, hopefully fairly early in the evening on Tuesday. Because the unit administrator then will have what remains of Tuesday night and early Wednesday morning to review that which we have written. Now, normally the team will meet at 8 o'clock with the unit administrator to go standard by standard through the draft, because it is just a draft at this point, but we do leave obviously a written copy on campus. And so we have that conversation with the unit administrator at 8 o'clock, and then he or she takes us to see the president and or the provost for the final exit meeting.
I know how much time 3 days service out of your busy lives represents, and what you're missing back on your campuses and in your offices, and we are most grateful for the advice and improvement that this visit will inevitably lead to.
And we will have a conversation somewhere between a half hour and an hour during that exit. We found that the program in compliance, that's our system, with each of the 9 standards for the undergraduate program and each of the 9 standards for the graduate program.
Well, accreditation for any professional school means a great deal, whether it's the American Bar Association accreditation for the law school or AACSB for the business school. Acejmc for communications represents a very high bar of excellence and a marker that Elon is proud to hold and want to maintain for a very long time.
Certainly an accreditation visit, there's a great build-up to that visit. And then once it's accomplished, especially if it's successful, then there's a sense of relief, but also a sense of achievement that we have done what we set out to be, and that is to have a visiting team of outside professionals as well as educators come and visit with our students, our faculty, our staff, see our facilities, visit with a provost and other leaders, and say, this is a quality program. There's usually a day or two when you celebrate the coming and going of an accreditation team. And then it's time to get to work, because they have left behind some suggestions, some challenges that we need to address. And it's best to not let that wait a long period of time, but best to just start addressing those challenges right away. Because a visit 6 years later will come sooner than you think.